Hey, and welcome back to Autumn Time Flowers. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. The last time we were together, feels like our girl Yuzu has finally come to a point of reaching resolution with her feelings. It looks like she's about to face up to herself and the people that she needs to face up to. I think we've got I think this is gonna be a pretty dense and heavily packed time that we're about to have together. So just shoring up all of those emotions, getting myself ready to experience the world of real emotions surrounding me. So let's do it. It's been about 3 or 4 days now, almost on the dot, since I've touched this, because I've just been really busy and I was dealing with some house repair issues that were kind of just driving me nuts. But thankfully all that's behind me, and now I can get emotionally destroyed by video games for the internet's amusement. So let's just do that instead. The wintry chill of the night air brings clarity to both mind and heart. It's the perfect environment to ponder the words I need to say to her. With the icy breeze tingling against my cheeks, I arrive at the chapel, just as I did that night. On my way to the St. Joseph, I glance up at the stained glass image of Christ. As I head for the door that will take me to the stairs leading down underground, my best friend's voice echoes in my head, explaining to me the reason for these pictures painted in stained glass. Since literacy rates were so much lower in the days gone by, many people were unable to read and learn from scripture. So church windows were littered with stained glass images of that. When looked at in order, could teach parishioners Bible stories when they came to say their prayers. I smile rigidly to myself as I remember how proud my best friend had been to share her knowledge with me. I imagine not even churches' windows could be read like a picture book, but the windows before me clearly tell the story of Christ. Coming to a standstill, I cast my eyes over them from top to bottom, just as Nettie had explained it. The story ends with the crucifixion. Boy, they're just doing everything they can to make this feel as ominous as possible. I'm getting like all the butterflies in my stomach again. Thanks for that, Flowers writers. Really appreciate it. They could have at least added the resurrection. I feel a certain irony given where I'm headed right now. I am condemned. No, the one being judged is the feeling the chill in the air even more keenly. I reach for the doorknob. Speaking of doors, had to fix my front door. Had to fix the strike plate. Door wouldn't latch. That's a big problem. You don't want a front door that can't latch. But thankfully, it's all sorted now because I have a very kind neighbor who fixed it in 5 minutes. What's that got to do with anything? I don't know. Ringo arrives slightly late as I'm gazing vacantly at the thick stage curtains. It's been a while since we met in our secret spot like this, and her expression is tense, causing my insides to clench too. Oh no. We kind of gotta do it, don't we? Oh boy. Oh, she's such a sweet girl too. But when she sees the homemade cookies I've brought, she breaks into her usual smile. Oh. Seeing her stuff her cheeks, a cookie held in both hands like a cute little squirrel, I'm filled with relief. Oh, I think she wants to trust your tongue.
Yuzuriha senpai no susumeru mono wa zenbu oishii desu yo. Sou itte kureru to arigatai.
I take a bite of a cookie myself. I think it's pretty good.
Tadashii michi o sashimeshite kureru wagashi wa mou inai.
Oh yeah. Things are still not super great there. I've obviously been so dependent on her, I couldn't have faith in myself without first asking her opinion. Just a way of saying, I'm nuts for you! Smiling back at her, I pour her a cup of coffee I brought. For a while, only the soft sounds of our eating and drinking filled the otherwise silent hall. Oh, it's gonna be dope. You are gonna be so single after this? Nodding, I sip on my coffee. It's just the usual bitter bean juice. Again, bitter bean juice. It's a real good, just real good way to refer to it. I don't get how people can genuinely like this stuff. Glancing at the girl beside me, I see she hasn't touched her own drink and is simply staring into the steam. I think maybe she knows she's about to probably get let down. She mutters into her Americano, though her gaze still isn't focused on the cup or its contents. It's almost like she's gazing at distant thunderclouds on the... Yeah! Distant thunderclouds on the horizon, taking in the general shape, but unable to pin down their exact outline. Oh, nothing. Just feel a big old storm brewing. Her sudden question baffles me. That is a very cute quirk, I have to say. But I mean, Sherazade and Charizard are pretty close. I wonder, like, I don't think it's called Charizard in Japanese, so they made that work really well, though. Avocado! She looks embarrassed. It's just silly chatter, the kind we always indulge in during our clandestine meetings here in St. Joseph, yet I can't bring myself to tell her that I'd do the same. This is me. I could not accept Samus Aran being called Samus Aran for years because I had only read her name, so that when I finally heard it spoken, and I'm almost certain it was other M as Samus Aran. It was just like my name. My mind had only read it as Aran. She bites back her words as though struck by a sudden spasm of pain. I recall seeing a similar scene before, directly above us on a night just like tonight when she confessed her feelings to me. Oh. Uh-oh. Something's oh. Alright, let's all just buckle in. Let's brace ourselves. Get your heart medicines ready. She's trying to confess to me again. As soon as I realize this, my chest constricts. It's suddenly hard to breathe. It feels like the air around us has grown thin. What? Huh? Wait a minute. She stepped back from me? Oh. You're not Ringo! Oh, oh my god. Honey, baby, sweet baby child. Her confession seems to pull even more oxygen from the air. The tears trailing down her cheeks and dripping from her chin form waves in her coffee cup. Oh! Seeing the girl before me forcing out her feelings, I'm now fully convinced. That sense that something was out of place in the room behind her eyes was because no matter how similar they may be, each of their rooms has its own idiosyncrasies. I comfort Ichigo Sasaki. Wiping away her tears, she takes off a layer of foundation as well, revealing a mole beneath her eye, the physical marker that differentiates them. Oh, shit. Okay. So they agreed to, like, swap places every now and then so that they could, like, double date her, and she did it because she just didn't want Ichigo to... Oh, man. Okay. I don't know when they first started swapping places, but I know I felt that something was off. I could have identified it, but I convinced myself it was because my feelings were vacillating between Ringo and my best friend. Or maybe I just did my best not to think about it. I mean, I think that that's probably the biggest. It's just like, dude, I don't want to think about anything right now. These two switching to actively be thinking about that in the moment after everything else that she had been through, I cannot imagine wanting to, like, get that on your mind too, and then have to, like, be the one to call it out. Like, the girl's been through a lot right now. I don't know. I think that while we could view Ringo as a replacement in a way, or as a rebound, I think that this is one of those situations where you have two people coming together because they each have something that the other needs right now. And these are, and in the case of like Ringo and Yuzuriha, it's just they each needed someone to see them for them. And I don't think maybe now that needed to kind of like coalesce into a long-term relationship. I think sometimes you do kind of meet people that are able to give you something that you need in the moment, and maybe you don't need that specific thing from them anymore. So like this relationship, which I'm pretty sure it's ending here, is something they both kind of needed. Like Yuzu wanted she wanted this acceptance, and it came naturally from someone who saw her as who she is, and Yuzu as someone who I'm pretty sure saw through the real Ringo when she was, actively looking for it. This little point in time when they had been swapping, perhaps notwithstanding, but that's a thing that we know very specifically that Ringo mentioned earlier, in that, being different, being seen as different, or from Ichigo is like a big thing. She wants to, and that's one of the reasons why, like, that confession, the original confession, was so important, because Yuzu sniffed it out, like, immediately. I can't condemn Ichigo. The guild has been crushing her this whole time. Ringo's too precious for this world, man. She really is. I sympathetically rub her back, trembling from the force of her sobs. This is just a real messed up situation, and like everybody's just like, it's feelings, man, and it's real messy. Which I guess just describes flowers in and of itself, now that I think about it. It's feelings, and it's messy.
いちごくんは何も悪くない。君が不実だと謝るなら、僕こそ謝らなければならない。
Verdigris eyes swimming, she gazes at me like she's looking into my own inner room.
人というのは時折、醜い顔を覗かせることがある。バスキや教諭だって、僕だって、悪しき心を持っている。そいつを野放しにしている方が楽だ。
I open up my room to her rust green eyes as I speak. Yeah, but we all did.
だが、楽な方へ流れず、悪しき心を押しとどめたじゃないか。安穏だった今を変えるというのは、でも妹のためにこのままじゃいけないって思ったんだろう。それはすごいことなんだ。でも私は騙して。
Tears continue to spill from her eyes and rain down onto the ground, sending a silent prayer up to Christ above me. I wrap an arm tightly around her shoulders.
騙されてたからってなんだ。
Oh.
僕は君を許す。神でも競技的意味合いでもない。
Oh, man. Her tears keep flowing and flowing as she hugs me tightly. The intensity of feeling hot against my chest makes my own voice tremble. She apologizes tearfully again and again, and each time I tell her that I forgive her.
ごめんなさい。ゆずりは先輩ばかり大変な目に、辛い目に遭わせて。
Some real, like, heavy emotion in that acting right now, man. It's real good.
いいんだ。僕はそういう星回りに生まれたんだよ。いちごくんとの蜜月は
Oh.
僕にとっても宝物だ。
Putting on an act like our wheelchair-bound friend, I whisper to her, smiling through her tears. She tells me she did too.
リンゴの元へ行こう。
Okay, yep.
ゆずりは先
I think she's probably gonna be okay. I think, yeah. A thousand thoughts must be running through her head as she stares at me vulnerably. Then she gives me a single decisive nod. In my burning heart, my aching heart, my father's words resonate. Whatever the situation, it's up to you whether or not you're able to laugh it off. Whether you're able to laugh it off or not depends on how you feel. So unlike his usual manner of speaking. But right here and now, with all the air having left the room, I truly believe it.
父も私は母と暮らすためにさまざまな取捨選択を繰り返した。
I've been seeking a place of my own where I can truly smile and laugh.
行こう。
Taking her by the hand, I head toward a choice of my own. Nighttime visitors are almost always, oh God, you are not kidding, dude. Like, just the single worst, unexpected late night visitor I got last year was enough to just wreck my entire year. So yeah, if there's like a knock at my door after like 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night, like right now, that's just the most traumatizing thing. However,
すべて話してしまったんです
hey,
ね。
how you doing, kiddo? She welcomes me in. Ichigo-kun apologizes for being unable to bear the guilt and exposing their deception to me, and for prioritizing her own feelings and agreeing to the switch in the first place.
いいんですよ。すべてわかっているです。
Yeah, she does. She's just... God. Ringo deserves nothing but the best, man. As their identical Vendridge's eyes connect, I sense an exchange not only of words, but of emotion. Forgiven and forgiving, as only twins can.
僕は彼女を許した。ゆずりは先輩。
She gazes lovingly into my eyes, into the empty, gaping cavern of my heart.
決めなくちゃいけない。そのためにここへ来た。
In my right ear, I hear my father whispering, telling me to find the place where I belong.
リンゴはユズリハ先輩が思っているよりも
She really does, man. That's the thing. She really, really does. Behind it, I hear Ichigo-kun's voice. But in my left ear, I can hear Takasaki-kun murmuring, "You can't please everyone." Whispered words on each side. This isn't by chance. Listen to your heart and go where you want to be. That's what they're telling me. I choose. Closing my eyes, I take a moment to listen to both voices and look deep within myself. Sitting on a chair in the barren room of my mind, her expression, one of bewilderment and suppressed pain, is Nerine Komikado.
ごめん。なんで
She takes a step forward, but her sister holds her back, her gaze fixed on me.
決めたのですね。
Man, she's holding it in real good. She's taking it like a champ. God, I feel so sorry for you, Ringo. Oh, but to have loved and lost. Still better than never having loved at all.
よかった。
Oh, she just wants her to be happy.
ユズリハ先輩がちゃんと自分の心の声に従ったことが嬉しい。
So wise beyond her years, she
私
is.
を選ぶんじゃないかって思っていたから。
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't considered it.
私が好きなユズリハ先輩は今のユズリハ先輩なんですよ。
Her soft hand gently comes to rest against my cheek, her delicate fingers hot and trembling. I can barely contain all the feelings boiling inside of me.
僕は強くなるために父の喋り方を真似し、癖を模倣し、好きな音楽まで習った。でも魂まで真似できなかった。ユズリハ先輩、こんな私を
Oh.
好きになってくれてありがとう。
Really is, again, this is something she needed. She just needed somebody to see and love her for just who she is. I wrap my arms around her. The heat of her body and the soft, healing scent of her makes my heart feel like it's about to break. Maybe things would be better like this. Maybe I should stay here, enveloped in her sweet scent. We didn't date for long, but all the precious memories we made, the walks in the woods, the taste of sandwiches eaten as we talked together, the movies we watched while holding hands, they all spin like a kaleidoscope, merging and disappearing into nothing. To put an end to it all, I thank her once again. I assume she nods against my throat as her hair tickles my skin. Pulling back from her soft body, I smile at Ichigo-kun, who has tears in her eyes. The many memories rush through the room of my mind in a muddy stream, leaving behind only Nerine Komikado sitting in her chair amidst the emptiness. You can't please everyone. I've found a place I belong, and I've decided to leave behind this place where the kind-hearted twins wait, never to return. Man, that was heavy. And we're still going, dude. We're still going. You and me. Oh, we are in this together. It is, Several nights have passed since I told her what I wanted. I don't recall the exact date, but I feel the temperature suddenly plummeted at some point. On my way back after walking Neri's roommate Hagiwara-san to my own room, feeling an icy chill creep up from my toes, I suddenly make up my mind. There in the corridor, I draw in a sharp breath. The cold air prickles my nose. Winter is well and truly here. Outside the window, the bare trees shiver in the wind. Coming to a stop, I gaze out for a moment at the skeletal cherry trees. More than the actual cold of the corridor, looking out at the trees with their naked branches stripped down and exposed to the frosty air truly delivers the message that winter has come. Drawing another deep breath of winter air into my lungs, I walk toward the room where she's waiting for me. I enter after knocking to find Nettie sitting on the bed, her eyes locked intently on something in her lap. Keeping an eye on her, I change into the nightwear I brought with me. Unlike out in the corridor, the temperature in the room is stable. Although on bare skin, there's a slight chill. It doesn't matter. I was planning on a pajama party today anyway. After quickly changing into my nightwear, I approach Nettie and look down at the things she's so engrossed in. A hardcover book. On the page she's reading, I spy a particular line. The queerness doesn't matter so long as they're friends. I feel like that word choice was... It feels very deliberate. My cynical smile sneaks onto my face before I can stop it. Nettie smiles slightly too as she notices where I'm looking. Then she closes the book and goes to turn off the light. It's already way past lights out. I sit down on the bed beside Nettie. That's right. Oh, we are having the showdown of feelings. Let's go. She'd been very obviously avoiding me. I'd tried to discuss things with Nettie right after I'd come clean about my feelings to Ringo, but good friend, good friend. It's been as plain as day to our classmates that something's going on between me and Nettie. Her amitié partner must have been affected by it too. I don't know. I think, like, this is something maybe Yuzuriha's got to kind of move past and like, not questioning, you know, not maybe feeling a little slighted sometimes. Getting up from the bed, I go pick up the coffee pot she's prepared before I arrived. The rich scent of coffee wafting through the room had informed me of it. Quickly grabbing 2 cups, I pour one for each of us. Smiling, I remind her that she's the one that made it. When I take a drink, it's clear to me that the coffee she grinds herself is a cut above what I brew. Perhaps the character of the brewer really does come across in every cup of coffee. There's a telling warmth to Nettie's special Nikise beans alongside a hint of strawberry. She brings the cup to her lips. The way she drinks, it's like she's trying to leave some kind of mark on the rim. After gazing into the steam rising from the hot liquid for a while. Gotta set a good example, of course. She gazes down in her cup nostalgically. Internally, I add that that's not all we stopped doing. As we grew up together, I quit and discarded many important things. My relationship with my mother, my feud with my father. I became who I am by giving up myself and...
ネリネのことも。ユズリハ
In response to her questioning look, I take a sip of coffee, letting the bitterness sink into my tongue as I turn my gaze on my coarsened inner self. As I confront it, I kneel and take Neri's hand.
僕は今までたくさんのことを諦め、取捨選択していった。弱い僕自身
We're about to go real deep here. Oh
強い自
man.
分を獲得し、君とずっと一緒にいられるために。
Oh, that's such a big one.
ユズリハ、そんな顔しなくていい。選んだのは僕だ。だが、二階屋の会の会長となったのも、選挙に出ると言った君の言葉があったからだ。
The expression on her face is one of intense pain, but I'm not telling her this because I want her sympathy or her regret.
今話したのは僕が捨ててきたものだ。自分から望んで選んできたもの。後悔はしてない。私があなたを変えさせてしまう。ああ、だがさっきも言ったが、後悔なんてちりほどもしていない。
I feel like my body has suddenly grown 10 times heavier and the air around me thinner.
僕にとって己を変えるほど、捨てるのを厭わないほどに君が好きなんだ。改めて告白させてくれ。
It takes all the courage I have for me to voice the words. My body feels like it's burning up. There's a buzzing in my ears, and my inner world is gone as dark and silent as the far side of the moon. And she, Narine Komikado...
私も
Eh?
私も
Aww.
好きよ。
There's a troubled look in her eyes as she utters those characteristically philanthropic words. Usually I'd smirk back at her, and that would be that. But today I can't back
も
down.
う一度言うよ。友愛だとか博愛だとかの好きじゃない。僕はコミカドネリネを愛している。
It's a frank and decisive statement. Nettie's face is a complex mix of emotions. Happiness, distress, and sorrow. This song, dude, you cannot do this to me.
でもあなたは佐々木りんごさんとお付き合いしている。
I immediately think back to the twins that day.
別れたよ。え？りんごとは別れた。
I don't say it out loud, but I'm sure she can sense that I'm asking her to give me a proper response too. Her willowy hand trembles slightly in my own, but her celadon eyes are unwavering as they stare straight back into my own.
ユズリハ、あなたは私のことをしたって。幼い頃、内気だった自分を救ってくれたと本に感じてくれているけれど。
Her unadorned gaze has me captivated.
本当はそれは優しいおとぎ話のようなお話ではないの。幼い頃の私は傲慢だった。それは私についてくるあなたのことを友人と思うよりも何でも言うことを聞く愛玩動物のように扱っていた。私が何を頼んでも受け入れてくれたから。
She's right.
何でも言う通りにするのが嬉しくて、私はあなたに洗礼を受けるよう仕向けた。自分で選んだとユズリハは言ったけど、私
At the time, I was aware of how she thought of me.
私の傲慢から洗礼を受けさせたすぐ後、あなたのお母さんのお見舞いをして、
My mother, who would always leave the last part of something
あ
unsaid.
なたのお母さんは私の汚れた心を見抜いていたの。本当はゆずりはを友達とは思っていないのでしょう。今が嘘でもいい。でもお願いです。どうかどうか、あの子とゆずりはと私の代わりにずっと一緒にいてあげてください。
I'd known that Nettie and my mother had spoken about something personal while I was out of the room. Still, my emotions swell and my vision blurs at hearing this proof of my mother's love for me. She simply hadn't known how to express it. The same as me. I should have been more affectionate with her.
その後、私は病にかかって、約束通りずっと一緒に。
A single tear of abject remorse falls from her eye and trails down her cheek. A mistake once made can never be undone. She hangs her head and I speak to her trembling shoulders.
許せる間違いはいくつもある。だが、許せない過ちもあるんだ。
We're both really messed up!
こいつは許せる方の過ちだよ。
She stares at me dumbfounded. I flash her my usual cynical smile, my father's, which I mimicked.
母が亡くなったのは今みたいな冬の時期だった。
I take in a deep lungful of air in the room.
冬の匂いだ。この空気が今も私に母を思い出させてくれる。
Internally, I concede that I do wish she'd at least left me a photo.
母は最後の一語文をあえて口に出さないような喋り方をした。ここの病院の先生は名医よ。だけど治せない病もある。
That's not how my mom was. My mom would tell you literally everything on her mind, whether you wanted to hear it or not. Thankfully, this is the one area where I do not relate with Yuzuriha in that. No, I knew where I stood with my mom at all times. Believe me. And, thankfully, I've got a picture kind of right there on my wall. So, thankfully, despite the fact that I feel like this entire game has been an attack on me through Yuzuriha's character, this is the one area where I can thankfully say, I'm glad I don't also relate there.
ネリーに告げた言葉もきっと最後の言葉の後で本
Aww.
当の友達になってあげて。
That's what I believe.
ゆずりは始まりは確かにからかいや同情が含まれていただろう。でも今でもそうなのか。違うわ。
Her cheeks flushed, she vehemently denies it. I stroke her hair comfortingly.
今話したのはコミカドネリネにとっての真実だが、私の真実はそうじゃない。でもそれは騙して。私にとってコミカドネリネは出会った頃から変わらない憧れだよ。一番の親友だ。そして愛すべき人でもある。私を許すというの。ずっとネリーが王能に苦しめられていたのは知っていた。僕にだけは心を開いてほしい。
The look she gives me is a confused jumble of pain and joy. Then,
もう少し。
I much time do we have? How much longer is this game? It's not a complaint, by the way. It's just, are we gonna have a whole actual chapter of having to wait it out? Well, I kind of figured the Christmas was going to play a role in it. I'm used to waiting. Feels like a little bit of a barb there. Having secured an answer, we're caught in the eddies of a complex whirlpool of emotions. Her eyes looking up at me are filled with anxiety. I wouldn't blame her if she looked at me with a distrust, wondering if she might lose what she might lose from here on out. However, in class, she speaks to me with the same carefree smile she always used to wear. Our classmates are overjoyed to see that our strained relationship is back to normal. And the same goes for everyone in Cooking Club. They must have heard about it from our classmates, as I received the blessings from the other club members and even a congratulations from the Sasaki sisters. The only one who wasn't openly happy for me is Suo-kun, but that's to be expected. I'm responsible for that. Then she's the first of the group to notice me, followed by, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Been a while." A feline smile curves across her face as her amitié partner pushes her wheelchair toward me. A motley little crew we have here. And a little bit of a storm out there. I laugh at their perfectly coordinated answers. Got their own little routine going now. They've got a rapport. They've been working on it. Aww. We exchange faint smiles. After all, she's not the one I talked it all over with. Aww. Such a good girl. Oh yeah, we're wearing the blazer now. Nice. It looks so good on her. I think she is, just a little bit. But you're one to talk. Yes, it's... Look at how weird Rika's acting. It's got nothing to do with me. There's a small call from a direction to the librarian's desk in response to Yaigaki-kun's flare-up. Rika-kun puts her finger to her lips and shushes us. She puffs her chest out, and somehow even her braids stand proud. God, yeah, you just kind of got dumpstered there. It's a rare win for Rika over Erika, though, so, you know, you take those. You don't put a lot of W's in the... You don't put a lot of ticks in the W column when it comes to squaring off with one Erika Yaigaki, so... It's storming. We really need these because it's been non-stop 90 to 100 degree temperatures for like 20 days straight. It rained earlier for the first time in like 2 weeks, and I just stood out on my porch with an umbrella. That's how much I just wanted it to rain a bit. So the fact that we're getting a storm now, it's just like, yeah, this is okay. It's not a big one though, so it'll be out of the area pretty soon. Again, why does any of this matter to anybody watching this video? I've never really seen the three of them hanging out together, but they form a perfect combo. I should have chatted with them all sooner.
Rika-kun, ールが終われば僕たちはお役御免だ。ここからは君たちがニカイアの会の役員として
No
この
pressure.
学院を牽引していかなければならない。
はい、コミカド先輩の後を引き継ぐのは簡単なことではありませんけど、頑張ります。
You're gonna be fine. She practically glows as she delivers this candid vow.
リカ君、君に一つ質問してもいいかな。
なんでしょう。
冬が過ぎ嵐がやってくる。
Whoa.
そいつはひどい嵐だ。
Once winter has passed, a storm is going to come rolling in, and it. What kind of foreshadowing is that?
強く身を裂く強風からスオ君を支えてあげることができるかい。
もちろんです。
Who the hell do you think she is?
神に誓って。
Damn! Completely undaunted, she responds with a brilliant smile.
私はスオさんのアミティエですから。
Is that so? If she has a solid tree like Rika-kun to shelter her against, to shelter against, then maybe it's fine to pass it on to her. Wait, are we doing it?
私たちだって白羽さんにはお世話になっているわ。何かあれば助けます。ね、エリカ。
ま、そりゃそうだが。どうしたんです？やつ。
You're not dying, are you? I mean, it does. The way she's kind of wording all this does kind of make it feel like, wait. What's going on here?
ちょっと。
大病を患っているわけではないよ。ただ確認したかったのさ。
Okay, so she's here to kind of reassure herself that, like, all right, I kind of like need to make good with Suo here. I've got to get her whatever is in her head about what she knows. Like, we as the reader don't even know. Gaki-kun narrows her crafty cat-like eyes. Eyes that, like mine, can peer inside others' intentions.
何か
Oh.
大事なことを隠しているんです。
Yeah, she's good at reading more than books.
何もないよ。僕は生まれてこの方、嘘と冗談を言ったことがないのが自慢。
I believe it.
エリカみたいなことを言うんですね。
The sound of Takasaki-kun's laughter draws her gaze away from mine for a moment. Taking that opportunity, I slip my arm around Rika-kun's waist and pull her toward me. Uh-huh. Yeah.
リッカ君へ頼みがある。
What's going on?
何ですか？
スオ君への伝言を
Oh,
頼まれて
we're
ほしい。
doing it. The day I've prepared myself for, when I'll finally face up to Suo Shirahane, is the day of the Noel celebrations. Oh. I had the pure and guileless Rika-kun pass on my message, my summons to the new leader of Iznik. From my seat at the desk, I gaze out the window. The sky is hidden by a leaden gray clouds that promise rain or
ク
snow.
リスマスに雪が降るか。できすぎているな。
I direct a cynical smile up at the sky, patterned in gray and madder red, like it can't pick one or the other, just like me. No, that's not true. Right now, Oh. A knock at the door interrupts my thoughts, and I call to the knocker to enter. She does so without a word. She is the one who knocks in this instance.
1年生はダイニングルームの飾り付けだったね。もう終わったのかい？
Each year group is in charge of a different aspect of the Noel preparations. I don't think she cares about making small talk. She is here. This girl is here to stand on business. She walks toward my desk without answering. It's like that time she came to see me when I was languishing in bed, having lost the will to do anything. No. Peering into the room behind her eyes, I ascertain that she's not the same ghostly creature I encountered back then. Her eyes narrow in return, like she's scrutinizing an optical illusion. I don't see anything resembling defeat in them.
スオ君の家ではクリスマス。
Girl, she's not here for small talk. Y'all need to just get to it. Yeah, nope.
その様子ではないのかな。あ、確かおじいさまと二人暮らしだったね。
Trying to like lighten the mood a little bit. It's not working. Getting up from my seat, I ask her if she'd like some coffee. Of course, I get no response.
どうやら真実の女神以外では口を聞きたくないようだ。
I've hit her in the weak spot. Her demeanor softens ever so slightly.
約束を守っていただけるのですね。
She finally speaks. Spreading my arms wide, I tell her it's because Rika-kun remonstrated with me.
リッカさん、もしかして真実の女神のことを。
話してはいない。
I cut her off and she brushes her finger across her lip. It's a sign that she's weakening.
僕はね、君のことも買っているが、リカ君のことも買っているのだよ。
リッカさんは
Oh.
私にはもったいないアミティです。
Nodding, I turn my gaze out to the leaden skies again as I continue.
思えば、君の周りにいる者たちから僕は教えられることばかりだった。八重垣君からは勇気を、高崎君からは決断を、佐々木君たちからは
Oh.
慈しむ愛を、立花君には当たり前のように人を信じるという美徳を教えてもらった。
Internally, I add that from her, I learned how to not lose heart. All the emotions delivered to my hollow heart, just like in the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
八代先輩、
正直約束を交わしたが、真実の女神に通じるだろうあれを伝えることに抵抗があった。
それはなぜです？
知らぬ者にはただのたわいのない文言だが、君のように聡い者には
The darkness? What in the world is the darkness at the heart of this academy, dude? We've been like hinting at this for a while. The air in the room feels heavy, almost solid, and I feel like I can hear the distant rumble of thunder. I say as I hear a distant rumble of thunder.
そしてそいつを手がかりにして探ることで、君は傷つくことに。
You are dealing with someone who literally jumps into the fire because she knows she can handle it.
構いません。
Yeah, she does not care.
僕が構うのさ。
なぜ？
I think of my feline friend.
八重垣君の言葉を借りると、つまんねえこと聞くなよ
Oh,
というやつだ。
I just don't want you to get hurt.
僕は君の友人のつもりだったのだからね。
Her one true weakness.
友人のスオ君が傷つくのを見たくない。
She bites her lower lip, the word friend clearly affecting her emotional state. Suo-kun came to this school out of a desire for friendship. She can't easily cut ties with anyone who uses that word with her. Looking into her inner room, I see her emotional turmoil represented as ominous clouds on a distant horizon.
だが、立花君と対話したことで考えを改めることにした。
Yeah. Not only are you smart enough to just jump into something you know you're going to be okay with, but you've also got a pretty solid rock to lean on. She looks up at me blankly.
彼女なら、君の友人たちなら、スオ君が倒れそうになってもきっと支えてくれるだろうからね。はい、いい返事だ。
The clouds behind her eyes vanish, like they've been blown away by a strong gust of wind. Smiling slightly, I pull a file from my Oh! We're doing it.
二階屋の会の会長が連綿とつけてきた年間だよ。その年度の会が催してきた祭事、そして大きな事件があった場合記録している。 命名されることとなった七不思議の始まりが記されている。
Her face lights up. She says it must be the key to the Goddess of Truth mystery, but I shake my head.
では
確かにこの年間はある種の謎に迫るための手がかりとなるだろう。だが会長に伝わる引き継ぎの言葉ではない。
The words of succession. As she narrows her eyes at me, I steel myself and open the file to show her a torn page.
今から話す引き継ぎの名はかつてここに記されていた名だ。
A name. A detestable name. I walk over to her.
高坂真由里を求めるなら君は
You
真実の女神に近づくことになる。
はい。
女神にたどり着くための鍵は
The
アガペのタルパ。
the tulpa of agape? The tulpa of agape? That's gonna be like a Google thing. I don't know. No, probably don't want to Google that. I feel like if you Google that, that might be a, hey, here's what tulpa of agape means in flowers, and I think that might be a bad idea. Like, the words by themselves, however, have thoughts.
アガペ、それは
A selfless, yeah, like agape is a selfless love. Okay.
ああ、
Boundless love spoken in Christian theology, or maybe you
尽き
could
るこ
call
と
it.
のない無限。
Uh-huh. So like, without love, it cannot be seen. Like, there's love at the center of this whole thing. She seems a little bewildered by the religious phrasing.
アガペのタルパは失
The
われた
long forgotten first mystery of the seven mysteries. The tulpa of agape.
始まりの七不思議。それは
I recite the names of the mysteries that have already been revealed.
寄宿舎のシェイプシフター、さまよえるウェンディゴ、真実の女神、血まみれメアリー、ヘクシンのフックマン、鐘楼のルーガル。
And lastly, the first of the seven mysteries.
アガペのタルパ。
She intones the name like she's carving it into some deep inner part of herself. Then I say to her, as the previous president once said to me,
知っているかいそうか。
the statue
マリア像の足元はね、
shows her stepping on a snake. Snakes represent
悪魔
evil.
の象徴だ。
Okay.
タルパは
Take the tulpa to the snake beneath the Virgin Mary's feet. That's what the previous president told me.
先代からそう教えてもらった。
It's hard for me to pull myself away from the wonderful scent emanating from her, but I do, and look her in the eye as she stands there stiffly.
アガペのタルパ。
Her brain is whirring as she tries to glean something from the knowledge I just passed on to her. I want to give my wonderful underclassman, who's helped me so many times, one final parting gift. My own kind of thanks.
スオ君、
はい。
こいつは老婆神からの選別だ。
Intel?
僕が1年
And
前に
wait,
とある事件から
I'm going
得
to
た情
tell
報を
you
一
a
つ
bit of intel I got from an incident I investigated a year ago.
1年前の事件。
引き継ぎの言葉と同じ
This is another key,
もう一つの鍵
like
だ
the words of succession. She probably hadn't expected any further hints beside the words of succession. Her eyes sparkle for a moment, then her expression grows serious.
そいつは
That girl. Th- Wait. That's it? Wait, what? You're kidding me. They're not. Are you really kidding me right now? Are we really not? You're just gonna drop Tulpa of Agape in my lap and then a snake and then an incident from a year ago? What is this? For a while, I continue staring at the door through which she left. The room still bears the faint impression of Suo Shirahane as she listened to my last key, her bewilderment solidifying into a clear and tangented motive.
私がしたことは正しかったのだろうか。
Well, I mean, you're perfect. You never do anything wrong. I'd resolved to give her all the keys I gathered myself, but at the same time, I knew that they would lead her closer to danger. The snake, which I once encountered myself, shows no mercy to those who approach it. The snake, which I had once encountered myself, shows no mercy to those who approach it. Is that related to the bonk? Like back in spring? Like, was she looking for this shit back then?
取捨選択したというのにな。
Still sensing her scent near me, her presence, I walk over to the window. Oh, there it is. The sky is still gray, but as I stare out at it, I notice little white flakes fluttering down. It started snowing. Gazing out at the snowflakes as they gradually grow in number, I pray.
白羽周王の行く道に神のご加護があらんこと。
Well, it's after Noel now, right? At Christmas Mass, dressed in our choral garb, we finish singing our hymn in celebration of the birth of Christ, and a wave of applause sweeps the chapel. Our audience beams at us. This is the result of all the training we've put in for today. In preparation for our final piece, I step forward, as does Nerine. The Tota Plucra Es is the last song we'll sing. I'm never going to pronounce that right. While it's a hymn and a celebration of Virgin Mary, I can't help but feel a sense of irony in it, given what I earlier revealed about the goddess of truth and Iznik. I have to stop my lips from curving into a cynical smile. Looking to Nerine standing beside me, also dressed in her choral outfit, I'm able to regain my composure. Catching my eye, Nettie smiles slightly, then signals to our accompaniment. The prelude begins solemnly. For a while, I just listen to the music as I feel the breathing. Okay, you know what? It's gonna go real fast! I can't read this out loud. But this is what's gonna happen. It's just gonna go way too fast. Oh man, it's real good.
クラスメイトミカエルの会 高崎千鳥
Oh.
八重垣エリカ 佐々木いちご佐々木りんご
「
That's worth a clap. That was a real good rendition. A wave of applause washes over us.
ありがとう。
Bowing my head to them, I silently read a thing that I'm not able to finish fast enough. Bowing my head to them, I silently send out gratitude from the depths of my heart. As the applause continues to rain down, they all bow in return, as does the beautiful creature on stage with me. You are completely beautiful. Yes, just the name of the hymn says.
ネリー、
Oh, it's time, isn't it? Taking her willowy hand in mine, I lean in and bring my lips to her ear.
僕の頼みを聞いてほしい。
Oh, here we go. Even as the snow falls around me, I don't feel as cold as I make my way through the forest. As I tread through the virgin snow, I think of the Christmas party that must now be in full swing. The elaborate European-style decorations adorning the dining room, the spread of food labored over by the cooking club.
エッグノッグとチキンだけは。
You maybe could have grabbed a bite or two, you know, before heading out. I think that would have been understandable. The memory of the delicious seasonal fare that only comes around once a year brings a wry smile to my lips. The Sasaki sisters and Suo-kun had cooked and served it. The cake had been a little too sweet, but maybe the same to be said for my joyous day-to-day life.
しまった。サンタクロース姿の衣装。
Oh, that would have been
写真を撮ってお
adorable!
けばよかった。
To really get into the spirit of things, they'd all changed into their Santa outfits, skirted versions, although of course not short enough to be too risque. The sight of Suo-kun was quite stimulating enough, obviously, but there was something tempting about Yaigaki-kun too. That girl's got great legs. I think she would really appreciate that. She would really have appreciated that observation.
リッカ君と高崎君に怒られてしまうな。
I imagine capturing the two beauties on camera. I can just picture their other halves glaring at me too. I can also see Sister Basquiat hiding her smile behind her hand and the Sasaki sisters pestering me to take their photo as well. A precious life I want to protect. However...
守るだけではダメなんだ。
Uh-huh. Coming to a stop, I stare up through the thickly falling snow. The life I've built here at the Academy is irreplaceable. I donned a mask and worked my hardest, all to secure a place for myself, a place where I could be with Neri. The result was that I found myself a literal place in a position of president of the Council of Nikaya. All the council members were kind, good people. Surrounded by calm, Neri and I were both able to relax.
それでいいと思っていた。
The only threat was change. It required considerable effort to maintain the status quo. But then I think of her, the girl who's changing herself and pushing her way forward. I'd be lying if I said she hadn't affected me. I'm in awe of how forthright she is about her feelings.
だからこんなバカな真似をしている。
I think dumb is sometimes the best option. At the end of our final hymn in the chapel, I had leaned in and said to her,
僕の告白を受け入れてくれるなら、
Oh.
今夜9時に
Oh, Lord!
秘密の湖への
You're gonna make me wait it out! You're gonna do this. Thinking back on Neri's bewildered expression, I smile self-deprecatingly. For Neri, accepting my feelings would mean giving up everything. Abandoning her faith would amount to discarding the entire identity she's cultivated up until now. She would have to renounce all the years she's dedicated to it and turn her back on the teachings of the father she so looks up to.
私に選択を迫る資格はない。
The cold snow falls onto my upturned face as I wait for Narine Komikado. Pulling my watch from the bag that I brought along, I check the time.
そりゃそうだよな。
The hands have already... Oh, God. Even without this undeniable record of the passage of time, I knew from the layer of snow building up on my cardigan just how long it had been. Somehow I hadn't noticed the cold before, but now an icy chill creeps up through the soles of my feet, crawling over my thighs and sending a shudder up my spine. Tracing a finger down my cheek, I find it cold as ice, but my frozen legs don't feel like carrying me back to the dorms. Because in my mind's eye, I'm watching Narine Komikado as she was when we were young. The Neri who brought me out of my shell. I'll never forget the way she held out her hand to me when she taught me the handshake of friendship. Oh. In the classroom with everyone smiling and laughing around me, only I didn't belong. The wonderful Wizard of Oz. While it was only the most tenuous of connections, I'm so grateful that it proved to be the impetus for our friendship. Oh. I gaze out at the path through the woods. No silhouette appears through the snow. Feeling like they don't belong to me, I lift my frozen feet. And with memories of our childhood in my heart, I click the heels of my silver slippers together through. Ugh. Oh. Okay. I don't know what I could say that, dude. I don't know what Oh man. What ending was this? I don't know whether I did all green. I did all green game. Oh. I did all green. Man, it was. Thanks for the feelings, Innocent Gray. Thank you. May I have another? You want to punch me in the face some more? And we didn't even get, like, anything out of the Tsuo thing. We got bits and pieces of it, but we don't know what the specifics are. Oh, wait. After credits scene? Is there hope? Are we still in there? Are you saying there's a chance?
待たせたわね。ゆずり。
Kept you waiting, huh? God, I can't even. I slowly lift my head at the sound of the faint voice. A voice that echoes like the text moving so fast. She's got the scarf. I slowly lift my head at the sound of a faint voice, a voice that echoes like the distant sounds of a secret festival. Amidst the billowing snow, her cheeks glowing red, stands Nerine Komikado. Yet I can't help but stretch out my hand toward the phantom, toward my beloved best friend.
Yuzuriha.
The hand in mine is warm, gently but quickly dispelling the illusion. She's really here. Yeah, it's like a half hour. Like, what's going on?
かかとを3度鳴らしたら
Ow! Oh. As she speaks, I see both the little girl with the braided hair from the past and the grown woman of the present. The two images blend together, and I whisper that I do remember.
二人で交わした大切な約束だ。
She reaches out to touch my cheek. Her fingers tremble slightly from the shock of the cold, but continue to gently caress my skin, as though to melt the ice. My frozen heart is melting too, but
君が来てくれて嬉しい。すべてを捨てる決意をした。
oh. The angel before me smiles and holds up her bulging bag.
私はあなたと共に
Oh, dude. うわ。
やめるときは
Hot tears well up in my eye. Really? Is that what's happening right now? Huh, weird. Well, how this game can always read what I'm doing. Hot tears well up in my eyes and spill out and fall down my cheeks. Nerine feels the same way.
信仰を捨て学院を捨てすべてを捨てる。残ったのは私とあなただけ。
Seeing her smiling softly at me, I feel like if I died right now, I'd die completely happy. Oh. Oh. Ah. Unable to contain the emotions swelling within my chest, I wrap my arms around her waist. Her body is slight, but it's soft and warm. The scent of Lily of the Valley envelops us.
君が好きだ。どうしようもなく愛しているんだ。私もあなたのことが好き。誰よりも何よりも。
She closes her eyes and we press ourselves together like we're trying to transmit all of the emotions at once. The months and years dissolve together in the heat of our lips, mingling into an inseparable whole. Yo, it's freezing out here. You'll get stuck together. Her Celadon eyes open and lock onto mine. Absolutely euphoric, I reach for her again. Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot. Not needy. This is like years of wanting to do this, about ready to burst forth, girl. You're in trouble. I respond by rubbing the tip of my nose against hers. Yeah, you're gonna be dealing with a a period of, we need to like, I've got a lot of energy that needs to be expressed.
二人でなら何も怖くない。
There's only one emotion shining in the girls' eyes as they gaze at one another. Love. A love that shines bright and perfect like the full moon. Oh my god. They baited me so hard. They baited me so hard with the credits, dude. What? Are they just leaving? They just bouncing? Hand in hand, Yuzuriha Yatsushiro and Narine Komikado set off together. Through the unmarred white snows and beyond the wall. And Yuzuriha Yatsushiro prays to God from her heart for the very first time, vowing that no matter what hardships await them, she will never let go of this hand again. Oh my god. You bastards did it. Oh, you bastards did it. You baited me so hard. Oh. So they left. They're just like, yo, we're gay and also we're leaving. What? As the cool colors of autumn fade to gray and winter's snow starts to dance in the sky, two girls will awaken to true love. That's such a beautiful image, my guy! Holy crap! That's such a gorgeous title screen! Holy poop! Oh my word! That's so good! Oh, what? Okay, where are we at? All right, hold on. The audio might bork out on us here. Hold on. Endings? Okay, that's true end. So we've got 4 bad endings to go and then 3 other endings. All right. So like, oh man, there's so much I want to say, but like this one's already running pretty long. So I think I will probably save my quote-unquote final thoughts for when we're actually done. It looks like we've still got a lot to explore here. This game's kind of huge. Like, I don't know how many extra scenes that are going to be added in the other routes and things of that nature, so I don't think that we're even close to being done. So there's definitely more to come. I will probably go ahead and knock out the bad ends in a video that will go up probably like 12 hours or so after this one, since I'm just kind of like uploading or scheduling everything for midnight now. So this will there'll probably be an episode, whatever number this is, you know, 0.2 or whatever I did for the last one, to kind of put all the bad endings in one video as well. And then from there, we will roll on to pick up the alternate endings, of which there are apparently 3. So, whew, that was a lot. But man, Flowers, like, it still do be hitting real good. God, like, what? I can't even imagine. Like, I'm still so confused about the Tulpa of Agape stuff. Like, and like the snake and that investigation into something that happened a year prior, and like she's encountered this snake, and I don't even. Man, there's just so much. Anyway, with a lot to think about. We've still got a lot to play, so maybe some of those questions will be answered as we tear down through the rest of the routes. But I'll go ahead and let you get out of here. We'll repair this emotional damage that we are all suffering now. And we'll catch you next time. But of course, thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a nice rest of your whatever, and we'll catch you right, y'all, next time.